can't hear him, but it's okay. We know he's there, and he's there in spirit. He'll get it adjusted.
I'm playing, guys.
I
I'm
know you're
just
playing.
messing around.
No, I don't. I don't see
Okay.
the red button saying you're muted, so you're good.
See, you know that you have the tricks in the back. Ay, ay, ay. Robert always knows the tricks.
Oh
What's up,
boy.
my brother?
Have a good Thanksgiving.
I did. I got to hang out with the kids that actually like me, so that was pretty cool.
You didn't fry the turkey this year, did you?
No, no,
Okay.
no. My wife and I had a wonderful time. The family had a wonderful time, and we didn't talk politics, even though most of these kids would understand. But it was a really nice time. Our friend Alan was with us, so yeah, it was great. How about yourself?
Well, you didn't talk politics. You said, "Did you see the price of that turkey this year?"
Yeah, exactly. We didn't talk politics.
We didn't
I
have
was
to.
talking about Orange Man Good.
Exactly. Oh boy. Yeah, we I think we had our experiences with doing the turkey not so good, so we decided to have somebody else cook it for us. It was really really good. Really enjoyed the meal. 3 times we've had we bought enough for like 6 people. There's only 2 of us, so we had 3 meals out of it. It was great.
That's
Sad that it's
great.
gone now. I'd like to go back and get more, but hey, I'm a turkey fiend. I love turkey.
You and me both. The rest of the family didn't. So we had a turkey and tri-tip and some other things too.
Wow,
I mean, see, everybody makes their own meal. One of our kids made egg rolls and dumplings, and another one made the tri-tip, and another one made desserts. Another one made chicken wings, and then a salad. So it's kind of cool. For the last couple of years we all participate.
that's awesome. Yeah, it has to be that way. When it's a family affair, everyone has to push a little bit in because that meal is a fun meal, but it's also a complicated meal. There's so many different dishes that need to go into it to make it work. And when I was growing up, it was well, we got the turkey, we got the pot roast, we got the lasagna, we got what I mean. It's like coming from the Italian side of the family. Yeah, there's a lot of extras that go into it.
The Italianos, huh?
Yep, the Italian side. The French Canadian side, when they celebrate, well, actually, I had it good when I was living in Canada because we would celebrate Thanksgiving twice. On Columbus Day, which is the Canadian Thanksgiving, and also my dad would always celebrate the American Thanksgiving, even though we were in Canada. He would take the day off. We'd take the day off from school, and we'd do
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
really?
Oh yeah, every year.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
interesting. That's pretty cool.
So everyone's like, "What do you mean it's Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving was a month ago." I'm like, "No, no, it's today. This is the real one."
And did you eat goose or turkey?
No, we always had turkey. Yeah,
On both?
on both. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do they eat Canadian geese in Canada?
Not that I'm aware of, but you can certainly hunt them, and we did, and they are edible. So yes.
It's not the American bald eagle where it's off limits, right?
Ooh, yeah, no, not at all. There's plenty of Canadian geese. They are a nuisance. There's so many of them. So yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, yeah. Boy, nobody's above the law, but it sounds like little old Hunter there. You got the book, right? You got the book of the laptop from hell. And you
I
go
do
through
have
that
it.
thing, and oh my gosh! I mean,
Oh,
I don't have it
it's
personally, but I've
behind me.
seen so many people who had it, and it's just like I don't even want to see some of the stuff that's in there.
Yeah, it's behind me, I think. But yeah, I have the full book. Oh my God, I don't think there's a person in if it, look, take the name out of the book, and if people just looked at the crimes on its face, I, even the most corrupt place would prosecute if they didn't know who the perpetrator was. And that's acute because justice is not blind. Another American psyop.
Yeah.
Justice is anything but blind because as soon as you walk in the courtroom or before and they recognize you as part of the elite, suddenly justice can see you and cover you and protect you and send other people to jail because they exposed you. So justice is anything but blind in this country currently, and it's
Okay, if you were going to do something that you knew was against the law, right? What would be the motivation to put it on video?
narcissism or the fact you want to take down your own family.
Doesn't make any sense. Everything's videotaped. Everything's photographed. It's like, why would you do that? With that, was somebody else doing it, or was he doing it, or was it somebody had hacked into his computer? No, it was on his computer. He knew it was there.
Well, he's a narcissist, I'm sure, but if you think about it, how many people
This time, what do you think about that one? Cash Patel.
yeah. Well, got the cachet. Ha ha ha. I think it's an interesting pick because he's railed against the FBI,
Well, he
right?
was targeted by the FBI.
Yeah, well, and then he railed against him,
Yeah.
right? And then there's something he couldn't say, and by proxy, other people said it for cash. Same exact thing happened to Trump. Trump then was couldn't say something, so they said it for Trump. What I think is interesting is if you look at his cabinet picks, other than some people that are screaming about Zionist picks, but I can explain that away. But if you look at his cabinet picks, they're primarily reformers, right? And they're tasked in not building up government, but tearing what we know as government down, which I'm so excited about if they do it, And I like I said on Awake Nation today, I'll be the first to hold the Trump administration's feet to the fire because
Yeah.
we have to get rid of a minimum of 80% of the government. I think we can do 90%, but a minimum of 80% of the government to really see a constitutional republic operate the way it's supposed to.
Yep.
I believe it's really, really possible. I believe we will thrive. And if people are worried about the incomes of the DC elites and the people getting paid by governments and all the businesses that are paid by government, guys, let's be smart. It's money just morphs into a different occupation. It'll be into a different sect that's needed more. It may go more into robotics, or may go into more of natural gardening and doing agriculture properly, and maybe electroculture. So those jobs and money will just morph. So when people are going to scream, you watch, mark my words, when they start cutting the government jobs, people are going to lose their freaking minds. Like, this is the end. Economy is going to crash. We're going to
Oh,
go
you haven't
into
been watching the
recession.
news, huh? It's already started.
Oh, has
Oh,
it?
it's
No,
already
I don't.
started. Mainstream media
I
is
don't.
screaming a storm up. Yeah, gonna tear it all down. The country won't be able to operate, won't be able to function. All these people are going to be unemployed, and yeah, no, it's there. We're there already.
Yeah, well, don't watch the news, but it doesn't. It's very obvious that would be their talking point. Um, yeah, but there's an easy solution. Anybody that you fire, just give them a 6 months salary. Here's your goodbye. Here's 6 months. Have a good time, and if even retrain them into another occupation. Right. All the money that we're gonna save,
Yeah.
it'd be easy to spend the money on that.
Remember when they fired all the Keystone pipeline workers? They said, tell them to learn how to code. Maybe we teach these guys how to code as well. That'd be cool.
Yes.
Here's my favorite take on Cash while we're still on the Cash subject. He considers the media to be the most powerful enemy the U.S. has ever seen. So he wants to go after the media for lying. So we could see a completely different face out there as far as media goes going forward if this were to happen.
Well, we should see a different face.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And absolutely. But here's the thing, though. If the media was run ethically and everything was a level playing field, it would all sort itself out.
It would.
You really don't need any extra regulation or any thumbs or any buyouts or anything like that. It literally everything sorts ourselves out when there's a level playing field. The challenge is there's not a level playing field. So the hands on the scale always go towards the elite. So there's never been a level playing field. It's a deep state playing field. That's why justice is not blind in this country. That's exactly why. That's why the trading in the stock market is not a fair trade, because they actually use your money to trade right before you can use your own money to trade. Right. So there's all these mechanisms throughout our country, or the world actually, that are purely for the deep state. As long as you can get rid of all that, make it a level playing field, It's all, we're all going to thrive. If you want to thrive, you're going to be able to thrive. The challenge is, it's like we're playing football with a team of 5 against a team of 12.
Yeah. You want to talk to us a little bit about Syrona? I'm new to this. I have not been exposed to it yet, but I want to find out more about what this is. This is a new product, a new sponsor of our show.
So
Fill
Syrona
us
is
in, my friend.
amazing. Yes. So, in fact, this is their elixir. They also have wonderful skin products. And I'm not going to go deep into it, but what I will tell you is, I've always told people on my program for years that I will do the best to research and find the best products out there with the most reasonable price for you. So I had to make a transition. This product alone, to me, is by far the best glutathione on the planet. And it's nano size, which is amazing. It's based in oil, so it has properties that make it last a lot longer. Why is glutathione so important? Well, it's just the master antioxidant, right? And I believe God puts our body in a certain state. If it's working properly, it's going to find a way to heal itself, which it does. Much more powerful than any medicine or supplement that you can get out there, if your body can know how to do the work itself. So the glutathione is an antioxidant that actually does wonderful work with your mitochondria and your pituitary system and more, and therefore your body starts making the decisions where it needs it. It's incredible. So a lot of people know, with the work I've been doing the last 2 months with the hurricane relief and the documentaries and all the traveling, I haven't been sleeping at all. But during the day, my energy level is through the roof. Right? I'm not caffeinated. I don't drink coffee. Sometimes I drink tea like I have. Sometimes it's detox. Sometimes it's black. The reality, though, is I have to give credit where credit was due. And this product right here, Elixir, at Syrona.org, just go to Syrona.org, click on Robert or Lewis, and even Alan Fountain's on there, our buddy. So click on who you love and get yours. It's extraordinarily effective and very, very affordable. And Ethan's done a wonderful job with this company, and there's a lot more to come.
Outstanding. Okay. Going to have to get my hands on some. I need to try some of that too. All right. This next story is one that you brought up. I haven't researched it, so I'm going to defer to you.
Me neither, probably.
Huh?
Me neither, probably. Whatever it is.
This just Cheeto here is being brought up on charges of medical malpractice.
The deep state is very strong in Israel. Netanyahu is a deep state freaking puppet. It is what it is. Zelensky is a deep state puppet. Yeah. So people need to take their emotions out of it for a second. Just look for things the way they are. And this is why I joke around, but it's true. Within a single day, I'm called a Jew lover and an anti-Semite. And the reason why is because I'm not a puppet of anybody. I make a decision based on the evidence that I find. That's it. So if it falls in support of Jews, then great, I'm a Jew lover. If it falls against Jews, then I'm an anti-Semite. So it's ridiculous. Because people still are so locked in their ideologies, they don't want to see the truth. Until we're willing to see the truth, no matter what that truth looks like, we fail.
Yeah, and it's hard for some people. I see it on our Telegram channel too. I see some people, like, they're upset at every one of these picks. Doesn't matter if they're good, bad, or indifferent. They get upset about them, and they voice their concerns and their opinions, which is great, which is what we want. We want that discord. We don't want to cut you off because we don't agree with you. That's not the way this works, right? Freedom of speech is you have the right to speak your mind, which is great. But I see people getting all bent out of shape over things, and when it comes to Donald Trump's picks, I think the reality for me is we don't know what the deals are being made behind the scenes. What they once were, does that mean they're going to continue to be, or did they have a talking to? Do they have something on them that's causing them to play a different role? So we won't know. I think we're going to wait till Lewis's birthday to find out who we like and who we don't like, right?
Well, here's the way. Yes, because I've told people publicly that until June of next year, I'm giving the administration that time to get everything together. And making arrests and some other takedowns and the government being dismantled, so on and so forth. Or because I represent we the people. I love President Trump, by the way. I don't represent President Trump. I represent we the people based on the conversations I've had in 117 cities and travel, all the shows I've done, all the interviews of the people that I've been blessed to speak in front of, and the people that text me and email me. All I care about is we the people. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. So I will absolutely hold his administration's feet to the fire, but I will give him a pause because they're going to have to get their shit together. Now, that being said, in regards to the picks, if anybody really wants to know what I think about the picks, you should go back and watch the show from last Tuesday, which is Tinfoil Hat Tuesday, which is the takedown of the Khazarian Mafia. Trump has created, I'll summarize, Trump, I believe, has created a Trojan horse here. And this is very, very important. I do believe a lot of what you say is true, Robert, that these people are been compromised in a good way, that they're going to have to just do what Trump says. But the reason why I'm not so concerned about a lot of his picks for two reasons. They don't hold dual citizenship with Israel. So everybody crying that they're Zionists, I get it, because they do some very, very pro-Israel things, right? Here's why it doesn't matter. The only picks that really, really matter are the picks that have leverage. And those are the three that I named. That would be Tulsi Gabbard with the DNI, because she's in charge of intelligence. Virtually anything that the CIA, the FBI, the State Department, the Department of Defense, even the military, they have to use intelligence. Now, of course, they have their own intelligence apparatuses, but they can only go so far. So they have to tap in to the DNI, the Department of National Intelligence. So she ultimately has control what she will give and what she won't. And she said, I am not a warmonger. I do not like the military-industrial complex. We need to stop this shit. And she's not a friend of Marco Rubio. So therefore, I think that's a very, very strong pick. And then you get the RFK Jr. pick, Health and Human Services. We already know what he's going to do, take down 90% of the government. And then you get the Elon pick, which, he'll take down 90% of the government because of Doge and the way he's done it, which he's proved with X. He's eliminated 90% of the employees with X. He's 2 to 3 times more productive and makes a much better product and makes more money on X.
He corrected on that. He said it was actually 80%, but okay, the concept is correct. He actually said
that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
80%, 90%, whatever it was, he dismantled it completely and made it a better functioning platform and more profitable. Imagine that happening to the government. So there's a Trojan horse there. So anybody that's afraid that Trump is not going after Israel, it's a Trojan horse. He's going to take down all their funding apparatuses, everything. When the central bank falls, who is affected, right? Now, I'm talking about the Khazarian Mafia. I'm talking about the fake Jews. So anybody that's Jewish, don't get affected by this. I'm talking about the fake Jews. So who's affected? The Khazarian Mafia is affected. When you take down the central banking system, when you take down big pharma, when you take down big agriculture, when you take down big education, when you take down the media, who does it affect? It affects the controllers of that. Who are the controllers of that? The fake Jews, the Khazarian Mafia. That's who it's going to. So these are Trojan horses. So he can go in with these pretty faces and the people that have been supporting Israel, so on and so forth. It doesn't matter. He'll go in the front door and dismantle their funding mechanisms and their control mechanisms, and they're done. It's that easy. So I believe it's a Trojan horse that he has coming. So I'm very interested to see what's happening with that.
Well, he has the power to appoint, and he can unappoint if these guys disappoint, right? Think of it that way.
Yeah. And Ethan is, I say this often, so Ethan's right. Thank you for putting out that it's calling the nation state called Israel. The real Israel, he says, like putting peanut butter label on a jar of shit. Yes. So it's the state of Israel, the nation state of Israel, or the state of Israel, where they are labeled now in the Middle East. That's what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And the deep state control of all the apparatuses that I just mentioned.
It's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, there's so much that can be done. His comment about the BRICS has really lit a fire under people, claiming that, telling BRICS people not to create their own currency, that the US dollar is the almighty dollar that it always has been. People are upset about that. They're like, no, we want to see this fiat currency go away. But then Juana Savin said it's not going to go away.
Yeah, we're going to see how that works. I'm very upset about that when he announced that myself. To me, what I didn't look like, and again, this could be the illusion. Trump is very good at this 5D chess thing. So you may have to make the dollar strong in order to make a currency change. So I understand it from that point of view. But on the face of it, he looks like a bully, right? Which I don't like, because that's not the way we need to represent ourselves. But again, I'm going to give it time because they're a lot smarter. They have a lot more information than we do. But having a fiat dollar, I don't think is a good thing. Now, if you need to make the fiat dollar stronger to dismantle the central banking system because you're going to get rid of the Federal Reserve and then bring it into an asset-backed currency, cool. If that's the model that you need to use to get there, I'm patient enough to see it. But I definitely will be watching it, because when that statement came out, my knee-jerk reaction was, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. I think everyone was feeling that way. The general consensus was a lot of people were feeling, what the heck's he talking about? Why now? We want to see the banking system go down. We want to see it change. We want it to be, God forbid, digital currency, but maybe that's where we're headed. Hopefully it's decentralized, so that will help. Hard to know. Trump is not one to expose his cards ever. He plays it close to the vest, and that he's self-funding this whole transition. He signed the agreement over the weekend that he's self-funding the whole thing. He will not use government employees, will not use government buildings, will not use government resources for the transition. He's doing it all off, and it's pissing them off because they don't have any control. That was the whole thing, is they had all this control.
They can't control it. They can't bug his offices. They can't leverage him with money. They got nothing. It's just brilliant.
Yeah. So I think he's learned a lot from term number 1 into term number 2 here.
Well, they're still.
And we got to get rid of those guys. We want to keep this guy, though. This guy's a lot of fun. This is our buddy Thumper. Doing real well. screwbiggov.com/pets. You want to find out more about Pet Club 24/7. Feed your animals some good stuff, including a very incredible mushroom that helps. It's funny, Lewis, I'm seeing other companies now promoting the mushroom because it works so well. The other companies coming around now saying, hey, we got a mushroom too. Yeah, but these guys who were doing mushroom supplements for 20 years before they started the pet food company. So the pet food company was later when they said, hey, it works so well for humans, which, by the way, they sell supplements for the humans as well. Why not give it to the pets and see what happened? They were impressed by what they saw. So they have a whole line of food for cats, food for dogs, food for horses. And the horse's food is good for any other animal that you might have as well. Not sure about beavers. Would beavers eat this stuff? I am joking. Go check it out. screwbiggov.com/pets. It's the Canadian coming out in me. See that? The beaver. Oh, boy.
Often, in fact, it happened today. I'm on the phone with you, and Thumper is a talker.
Yes.
He is such a communicator. I hear him often yelling at you or just talking to you or whatever he does. It's just awesome.
I got up this morning, and he just saw me from across the room, and he starts howling and running up to me because he knows his breakfast. He's going to get his breakfast. So he's just like, come on, go. What are you waiting for? I got up late today. I paid the price. We talked about California and the elections, and there was one little county that said no to Dominion machines. Do you remember what county that was?
Shasta.
Yep. Do you know they're having problems right now?
What? As in what? Didn't know. I predicted it would be an 80-20 vote, but I could have been wrong.
Well, it's a disaster from what we're reading. It's kind of crazy. Let's see if I have all of it here. The voting system, Hart Intercivic, they're using a voting system that's not Dominion, as is currently utilized, has a misfeed rate of 250 ballots for every 500. So a 50% misfeed rate. Let's see. The process is complicated and lacks a clear workflow. Most concerningly, the duplication process is done. So duplication process is the machine can't read it. So they bring out a new ballot, and somebody has to sit there and vote the same way as that original ballot, but they're not letting them look and verify that that's being done correctly. So that it's done without maintaining a chain of custody, and observers are not permitted to look over the shoulder of the individual creating the duplicate ballot, nor are they able to look over the shoulder of the individual double checking the accuracy.
To do about it, so on and so forth. It's not like they all had a talking to from the guys that the big shots and the white hats that coming down and saying, "Hey, we've got everything. Don't worry about it." There's nothing. It's like crickets out there. It seems like myself and maybe God, can't even, I forgot her name. Our friend from Arizona.
Carrie Lake.
No. The one that actually exposes the election.
Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle, but
Sweeney,
I don't.
right? Yeah.
Sweeney. It's the last name I forgot. Sorry. Anyways, she is the only one exposing this, right? And I keep mentioning it. I've been mentioning it on my blog. I've been calling for a full audit from President Trump. Well, it seems like we're the only two voices out here that are talking about the down ballots were completely ripped off.
They were.
So I had another communication with Dr. Frank specifically about the down ballots. And he goes, "You've never seen anything like this, Lewis. It is so bad." And that was from Dr. Frank, right? Who's also connected directly to Mike Lindell.
Yeah.
So Michelle Swinick, thanks, Joey. I don't know what I was thinking. Thank you so much. Anyways, why? I don't think it's because they all got a phone call, Robert, and somebody said, "Hey, we got it anyways, just stand down and wait," because not everybody's that connected. I think people are just so complacent, and they're like, "Oh, President Trump's in there. He's going to fix everything."
Well, Carrie Lake, I kind of understand her because she's looking for a position in the cabinet. Now, let's see, she didn't win governorship.
Okay,
She didn't win Senate.
Well, if you're talking about the people that ran not complaining, your hypothesis I agree with. But the whistleblowers themselves, the ones that have the information, the ones that see it, the boots on the ground, I'm hearing nothing from
Dead
them.
silent. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And that doesn't make any sense to me, except it's TSS. It's Trump savior syndrome. You know, it really is. And it's sad because we have a lot of work to do here, in my opinion. In fact, it's not even my opinion. I mean, it's such fact. We have so much work to do. Are we going to get it done? We should say the wind's at our back. Let's go. But what I see is people saying, "We won. Let's relax. Let's chill. Let's go to the beach."
Everybody's foot's off the accelerator at the moment, and Bannon was screaming up a storm this morning about that and saying, "Look, the battle is just now beginning. It's not time to sit back, and you know, we've got to get these nominations through. We've got to close the deal with Trump. They're going to do everything they can to derail his inauguration. As you don't know what's going on, some kind of massacre in Syria. I'm not getting much information, but there's something going on over there that's real evil. And you know, so there's stuff going on. I read Fulford this morning, his newsletter, and around the horn, around the world, there's big events going on. Everything, it seems, aligned in one way or another to derail what's coming. So elected, that's what we wanted. Sure, that's what we were looking forward to. But it doesn't stop there, right? You don't stop dating your wife because you got married. She married me, that's it, we're done. We're never going on a date again. See how long that lasts, right? Right, Lewis?
It's true.
It's true. It's that's the day the work begins. It's not the end. And a lot of people who go in there thinking it's the end are in for a rude awakening. And I think we're going to be in for that too if we don't pay closer attention to what's really happening here.
Mm-hmm. In the chat, somebody says, "No, we're not saying that. We're exhausted. I'm tired. Still connected." We're not picking on any one individual. Just so you know, We're saying as a whole, people have stepped out of it. And I don't know if anybody could be more exhausted than myself and Robert and other people that travel all over the planet trying to fix this country. I'm sure President Trump's pretty exhausted also. But unfortunately, I'm not working for myself. I'm working for all the generations of children to come. And there's a lot of work to still be done. A lot of work to still be done. I get for people to take a breath, though, and actually even go on a vacation. No problem. But we have to not forget. We have to remember how we. Yep, they still have the War Powers Act. They're trying.
Yeah, they are really trying, and luckily it hasn't worked yet. Because we'd be seeing missiles flying overhead, and that's not going to be pretty if that were to happen here. Certainly not what we're looking forward to.
Nope.
Yeah, speaking of tired, I did the last show that Wednesday prior to Thanksgiving, and I said I'm taking the rest of the week, next week off because I was so burned out. I couldn't function, and so I went down. I had to go pick up the turkey dinner. I went down to the coast, and I'm like, this is where I love to do videos, right by the ocean. There's a place I go there, and I did a lot of videos there when I had my office close by. And I sat down and said, all right, I'm going to do a video. I tried 6 times, could not get words out. It's never happened to me before. It was like, what in the heck is going on here? It's burned out. That's the way it was. So Thanksgiving was a very quiet day for me, just to kind of recover. But we're all exhausted. I mean, we're all in that boat. And the best advice you can get is to take time for yourself to recharge. It's like putting on your mask first before trying to help other people. If you're not in good shape, you're not really help for other people. I had this conversation with Bruce too, and he was talking about that. He's like, I got to be strong for everyone. It's like, you do, but you also need time to take care of you, right? And that's important to do.
Absolutely. I want to take care of some housekeeping here for a moment. This is a somber moment. Many of you have heard me talk over the years that I'm really connected to a mayor in Ventura County, and somebody that's been in city council or a mayor for 26 years. He's done phenomenal things out here. And we just had, was it last Tuesday, I think it was, we had lunch, and he's been asking me to go gold mining with him forever. And I finally committed. I said, okay, let's get it done. June, July of this year. He's talking about the place, so on and so forth. And he always pumps me for information of what I'm doing. And he's a forward guy, but I've learned a lot about politics from him, and he's learned a lot about what's really going on in regards to the New World Control and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, on the way to visit his family the day before Thanksgiving, he got in a car accident and he's passed away.
Oh wow!
So I would never release his name before while he was alive, out of respect for him, because I know the heat that comes on me. I never wanted to come on him, but now that he's passed, his name is Mike Morgan, and he was in a city nearby called Camarillo in California. Really good guy, honest guy. He was naive to a lot of the deep state things, even as a mayor of a city, that has, I think they have like 60,000 there. But just wanted to mention, God bless you and your family, Mike, in your afterlife, and praying for his wife Donna, who was in the hospital that he got in the accident with.
You just never know. Life is short. Well, yeah, interesting. I don't know what they do. What they did, did they have another vote and they replaced the mayor after something like that happens? Or
well, he's not current mayor. In fact,
he's not the current mayor. Okay.
No, in fact, a believe it or not, a George Soros asset is got into his position. So what they did is they gerrymandered these districts, right, when he was running a few years ago, and they gerrymandered, and the George Soros and Black Lives Matter publicly was supporting this one lady. What they did is they played the game, and Camarillo was not aware of that. They're aware of it now. Is she ran as a Democrat, no big deal. But what they did is they put a Republican that was going to slaughter this lady against her, which was Mike. But the 3 other Republicans to the mix to dilute the vote, and they don't have to have a 50% win, so she could win with 25%. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I was talking about Mike about how if they still want to run with that system, they can still do a runoff and make sure it's a 50%. They didn't get a chance to opt in. Now the deep state's really taken hold in that city, and now Virtually all the positions are deep state held in a city of 60,000, and we have the evidence on it. So, you guys, there's no city that's too small or too big for this stuff.
Yeah,
Just
that's
to
the real lesson here. It's like the deep state is everywhere at every level. Trump won, but we have decades of cleanup to do to get this stuff out of here. Yeah.
and if you go around that city and talk to people, it's conservative can be, but yet it's all rhinos and Democrats that run the city
Yeah.
all the way through. It's just it's disgusting. Soros's crews are so good at what they do. We have to not underestimate how smart they are, the way they move money, the way they gerrymander, the way they add people to an election. These two other Republicans had no intent of being mayor or being in the city council, because that's the way it works. You're city council and then you're mayor. So they had no intent what they were doing. They were there to dilute the vote of the guy that was going to win. It's just so disgusting.
It is so
So
disgusting.
that's
Hey,
why I say the micro guys, you got to focus on the micro,
yeah.
because you can still have deep state control even though the federal doesn't
Oh,
control
you have it
as
in your
much.
school systems, you have it in your hospitals, you have it. I mean, it's in your backyard. You know what
Yep.
I mean? It's just a matter of recognizing it. Because I think a lot of people, we kind of focus at the national level a lot, but we don't recognize how much is actually going on locally for us.
hmm
Yeah. Anything new going on at Screw Big Gov, my friend?
Oh, always a lot of stuff. In fact, Lisa's revamping the website a little bit. I've asked for a couple changes, which she'll be making over the next week.
I think fuchsia would work really nice here.
Yes, let's do fuchsia. Or well, how about I just change it to Tiffany blue?
There you go. Tiffany Blue would work.
So yeah, if anybody wants to find,
Lisa just lost her lunch.
I know she did, but she's in the back office trying to work on it right now. Um, Anybody wants to find me, just go to screwbiggov.com. Our social media is heavily attacked. In fact, it got attacked this weekend. Somebody or Christine put up a little clip about my tinfoil hat show, and it got put down within 2 hours on
Wow.
TikTok. And then we got another one, and then we got a threat that they're going to remove my whole TikTok account. And same thing's going on with everything. So it is what it is. So we're not upset about it anymore. We're past that. But here's how you circumvent that. Go to screwbiggov.com. On the top, you'll see all the links. You'll see the Rumble links, the YouTube links, all the social media links. And soon to come, I think I'm going to go on Clout Hub. I'm going to be talking with the founder of Clout Hub pretty soon, negotiating something in regards to that. So you'll be able to find us on that. We're going to live stream everywhere, hopefully starting by next year at the beginning.
Every show is streamed on CloutHub now on my account on Renegade Media there. So yeah, we're there.
Right, but I
Yeah.
mean all the stuff. We're going to stream on. I've decided to do YouTube, even though they're going to take us down. We're just going to go full pedal to the metal as much as we possibly can on social media and everything. And then obviously documentaries are there. And if you want to learn more about the Hurricane Hell, go to hurricanehell.com or ScrewBigGov right there also.
Outstanding. And if you want to follow me, I'm at renegademedia.tv. And if that's the website, if you want to find out what news is going on, I post a lot in the Renegade Media channel. So at Renegade Media on Telegram, t.me/Renegade Media. Quickest way to find that. And you'll keep on top of the news, because there's always news breaking. And when we find it, we love to post it, because we've got a lot of people sharing and talking about the stuff that's going on out there. December is going to be a busy month. Did you buy anything on Black Friday?
Lunch?
Usually, for me, it's usually software that they'll do a 50% off sale. 50% seems to be the average discount. And I did take advantage of a couple of those before Black Friday, because the sale started early. So that was a few things. But no, generally speaking, I didn't do much in the way of shopping on Black Friday. Normally, my pattern is I go to the mall. I like to look around and see, number one, how much traffic is there, right? It gives you a visual, and the packages. Because sometimes there's a lot of traffic and nobody's bought anything, And other times you go into the stores and people are walking with shopping bags full of stuff, and you go into the stores and the shelves are bare, right? And I haven't seen that happen in many, many years. So I was looking at some of the numbers, and they were saying here that Black Friday, the foot traffic in the malls were way down. No surprise. I think a lot of people have given up on the rat race of doing that, and the doorbuster sales. Saw none of those videos this year. Breaking into Walmart and grabbing the big screen TVs and stuff. I didn't see those videos this year.
Me neither.
Yeah. Online sales are said to have jumped 10% over last year. Well, that says a lot. That's covered. We were at the mall, I think it was Saturday, we went to the mall, and I was talking to Phoebe. I was like, there's parking everywhere. That parking lot, this is Macy's. This is usually overflow. You can't find a space. And there was spaces everywhere. So I was like, well, that's interesting to see. When I posted also on Facebook that when you have a Black Friday and the discounts are rather large, it's a sign of a weak economy, right? So we saw a lot of big discounts this year from a lot of people. Retailers these days are used literally as showrooms. So people plan to buy something online. It's hard to figure out what it looks like, what it feels like. So they'll go to a store, look at it there. 75% of the sales from retail are actually made online. Ouch. That's got to hurt to be a retailer.
Yeah. Yep. It does. Now, that being said, there's an outlet, and this is more of an anecdotal, but there's an outlet near me, and it's huge. And I just happened to accidentally drive down the street that it's on Friday because I forgot. It took me so long to get off the street, and it was packed. Not a parking place available in the whole place. But yet I come home, and I actually, funny as I said to my wife to do exactly what you did, is I go, let's go look for videos to see how much the craziness is. And she's like, I'm not finding them. All I'm finding is videos showing empty stores. Yeah. Which I thought was funny because that wasn't the experience that I had. So I guess it could maybe the outlets are still the attraction. I don't know, but wow, it was packed.
Well, the outlets already pretend that, as you know, they already have discounts, and you can imagine on Black Friday if they mark things down even further, then people go, "Wow, there's a huge discount there." Costco, the same thing. Costco's going to be busy. Lowe's, empty parking lot. Home Depot, empty parking lot. Handful of people, not much. The kitchen sink's leaking. I better go get some pipes or something. But you don't see anything going on there. It's really interesting to see that. Shoppers spent a record-breaking $10.8 billion online on Black Friday. That's pretty significant. Global e-commerce sales through, get this, Shopify, the e-commerce software that people use. Lance uses it on his website. Shopify alone hit 5 billion with a B in sales. With sales were peaking at 4.6 million per minute. That's all of their customers. And they take 1.5% of all of that, by the way. That's how they get paid.
Is that what they take?
Yeah.
Wow, there's some good money right there.
Good money. Overall, Black Friday sales reached 74.4 billion online. And that's a 5% increase from 2023, although they said it was a 10% increase from the previous year. They got to work on their numbers. Their numbers are not working out here. So they're suggesting that this is a robust shopping season. Okay. I'm not seeing it, but okay. Notable shift toward online shopping. Well, that's been the case for the last 5 years or so. We've been observing that trend for the last few years. There's no question. Retailers like Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and others have been offering deals well before Black Friday, which kind of dilutes it a little bit because Amazon started, I think, a week before with their Black Friday deals. They started Black Week or Black Friday week or something like that. So the extent, it's a little bit hard to judge it because usually it was just on one day. And people think Black Friday is about racism. Guys, it's not. For a lot of retail stores, what this was the first time all year that they actually get to operate in the black. In other words, they operate in profit. Most times they're in red. They're out of, the markups are so low sometimes. The margins are so bad in retail. Don't want to get into retail. If you're going to do a business, don't do retail. You imagine having your store open all year and you're in the red the entire year and you finally hit Black Friday and finally then you can show a profit. Ooh, so that's where the term comes from. It has nothing to do with race.
Oh, so if you're in the red, it's not about American Indians?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I'm confused. It's funny that people would even think it had anything to do with race whatsoever.
Yeah. But some people
Amazing.
do. They don't understand it. It's Black Friday because it's an old term. It's from years and years ago that people wouldn't recognize it. Certainly, if you're not in the marketing or business industry, you're not going to know what it means. So, always good to explain. As people always ask, "What's Black Friday mean? Why do they call it Black Friday?" Well, this is why. Yeah. I'm going to call it getting dark early December. Is what we're going to say because 4:16, the sun's down, it's starting to get dark. What? It's like so early. Yeah, crazy. Hard to get used to that one. I hope we stop playing with the clocks. That'll make life a lot easier for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please do. All right. We have two WTH moments for you guys. I know you guys love these things. This is California, of all places. Crocodiles, not alligators. Sorry.
Right, Crocs.
Crocs.
So what you saw there is you never knew Donald Trump could run so fast with a shovel, and that was the swamp. So he was he smacked Nancy Pelosi in the head. Joe, right?
Didn't last,
Who
though.
exactly?
Yep.
Who do you think? That was probably Hillary.
Well, we found out that when these people bully, when you're able to push back, you can make a big impact. And we have a guest coming on our Wednesday show, T.A. Perez, who was a Jan 6er, and he was put in the gulag for 13 months. One of his posts was the reason they used to take down Parler. Remember the social media site Parler? Still there, but not what it was. It was the immediate replacement for Twitter. And it started growing like wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
And they apparently used one of the posts he did to show the reason why Parler needed to be taken down. So he's going to join us. He's got some stories. He's got a $2.5 billion lawsuit, billion with a B, against the government for, he didn't call himself being arrested. He said he was seized. So that's interesting. We're going to hear more about that. And his experience being on the inside, what was that like? So we're going to ask him a lot of questions. We have a lot of questions about January 6th. It is interesting now. He has not been interviewed anywhere else. This will be his first interview. So it's interesting that we talked about earlier, the whistleblowers, the people who have the knowledge, now all of a sudden are feeling safe about coming out and being able to talk about this stuff. Yeah. So he contacted me, said he'd love to come on the show. So I said, okay, we'll do that. That'll be our Wednesday show. So we'll probably have a lot of time with him. And then we'll also talk about the stories of the day.
Yeah, I remember Parler. I was only on there a couple of weeks, and my account started blowing up.
Yeah, really fast too. Yeah,
it was really growing really quick, and I was even back then exposing the Khazarian Mafia again, right? And then, poof, gone. So that's incredible. Hey, by the way, tomorrow we have an amazing show. Also, myself and Denise Stevens, the lovely Denise Stevens, we will be taking down and exposing big agriculture, big food, all the craziness that goes on with our food tomorrow. We're going to expose it, and we'll hand it over to RFK Jr. to help take it down.
And that show will start tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and will run through Sunday night at around 9.
What do you mean we'll run through Sunday night? Please explain that.
You've got so much to cover in that area. Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
you're not going and going and going.
This is an iceberg. That will be the tip. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's so much to it. I mean, the last I heard, there were 5,000 chemicals in our food supply. Apparently now there are 30,000 chemicals. My number's very old that need to be removed. The manufacturers are sweating bullets. They're fighting this tooth and nail. There are a lot of people who fear for RFK's life that he will be taken out because this represents trillions of dollars of profit for these companies. So it's massive, the things that he wants to do.
Well, yeah, and people don't think this way, and they really should. The support mechanism for big pharma is big food.
Right. Yep.
You poison people, and then they go to the doctor, and then they give you pharmaceutical drugs. So this is huge, Huge, or Yuge when Trump says it. This is huge.
Yep. Yeah, that's the truth. And, you can go back and look in the 70s and look how healthy we were. Just look at some of those photos that pop up, or look at people in other countries who are not exposed to the GMOs that we've got here, the toxic fertilizers, the glyphosate, and all the rest of it. And you could see the difference in their level of health. There are indigenous tribes, for instance, that don't suffer from diabetes.
You
Yeah.
have all of this information. Why don't you join us tomorrow?
Okay. If I can make that
You're like,
work, I'll make it work. I'm going to be
like,
out. We have the electrical coming tomorrow, so we may not have power. So if I have
uh-oh.
power, I'll be there.
Okay. We'll see what we can do to set it
Yep.
up.
Cool. Anything else you'd like to share with our illustrious audience? By the way, we love all you
No.
guys. I mean, it's easy to think we take you for granted. We don't. I did take time on Thanksgiving to think about all of you guys and appreciate you. And Lewis and I do this all the time. We're always thinking about the audience, and our conversations about the show are always about how can we do better for our audience. What can we bring them? How can we raise the level of quality that we bring to you guys? So you guys are top of mind always for us, and we appreciate you.
Big 100 on that, Robert.
Yep, no question. And with that, I think we will wrap up today's show. How do you feel about that, Lewis?
Amazing. I'm going to go take a nap.
Okay. Oh, you and Denise tomorrow, and I'll see if I have power. I will join you guys.